everybody, welcome to another Thoughts by Jay Brown segment. Today we are going to be readdressing what others have, I hate to say, failed to understand about the bill signed by President Trump. Now, before I go into this, I do want to say that I do not support Trump signing this just to sign it, to get it done. He should have held fast and firm. I'm sorry, but the Congress needed to get this signed themselves. They needed to accommodate. And the problem is they're unwilling to accommodate. They'd rather spend our taxpayer money on foreign aid that right now should be coming to the people. Now, I have the ability to work. I have the ability to earn a paycheck. That said, there are people out there that cannot work, that cannot earn that paycheck the same way. Those people need the money more than any of the foreign aid that's being spent out there. I hate to say it, but we need to think about ourselves first before we think about other countries, and we need to make sure we're set up and better. With that said, going back to discuss this, I saw Tipster cover this a little while ago, and just with some things going on at home in my personal life, I have not had the time to sit down and record this till now. And then the day I was planning on doing this, I found out that one of Tipster's friends passed away, and just couldn't bring myself to sit down and record it. So today, January 1st, the new year, I thought I would sit down and at least have the conversation or the discussion about what's wrong with this. And if I remember correctly, it's like 2,349, I think is the page that we're looking for. Nope. What page was it? Was it 2.5? Maybe it was 2.549. No, I have it wrong. All right, well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go back to page 1. All right, so let's get this moved over here. As you can see, we are looking at the text of the Consolidated Appropriations Act 2021. Basically, their excuse to spend our money on some shit that we don't necessarily need. We'll leave it at that. Do a quick control find, copy, right. And nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. That's not the one I'm looking for. It's right at the top of a page. Oh, back one. Here we are. 2539. I was close. 2549, you know. Anyways, Title 2. Intellectual Property. Subtitle A. Copyrights. Unauthorized streaming. Amendment, Chapter 113 of Title 18, United States Code, is amended by inserting after Section 2319B the following. 2319C, illicit digital transmission of services. Definitions in this section are the terms audiovisual work, computer, etc. Copyright owner, yada, 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 yada. Have meanings given those terms in Section 101 of Title 17. 2. The term digital transmission service means a service that is primarily the purpose of publicly performing works by digital transmission, i.e. streaming. Terms publicly performed and public performance are referred to exclusive rights of a copyright owner under paragraphs 4 and 6 of this Section 106 related to the exclusive rights and copyrighted works of Title 17 as limited by Section 107 through 122 of Title 17. Basically, the various forms of fair use, things like that. Terms of works will be the term work being prepared for commercial public performance means a computer program, a music work, a motion picture, or other audiovisual work or sound recording if, at the time of unauthorized public performance, 1. The copyright owner has reasonable expectation of commercial public performance, and 2. Copies or photo records of the work have not been commercially publicly performed by the United States or in the United States by or with the authorization of the copyright holder or copyright owner. Or B, the motion picture, if at the time of the unauthorized public performance, the motion picture has, one, not been made available for the viewing of motion picture exhibition facilities, i.e. movie theaters, has not been made available for copies for sale to the general public in the United States by or with authorization of the copyright owner in a format intended to permit the viewing outside of a movie theater. 2, has not been commercially publicly performed in the United States by or with the authorization of the copyright owner more than 24 hours before the unauthorized public performance. 1, or B, the prohibited act. It shall be unlawful for a person to willfully and purposely and for the purposes of commercial advantage or private financial gain, offer or provide to the public a digital transmission of a service that is primarily designed or provided for the purpose of publicly performing works protected under Title 17 by the means of digital transmission without the authority of the copyright owner or the law, has no commercially significant purpose or use other than to publicly perform the works protected under Title 17 without the authority of the copyright holder, or is intentionally marketed by or at the direction of the person to promote its use in a publicly performing works under protection of Title 17. The penalties are fine and not fine under this title, in prison not more than 3 years or both. Fine under this title, or in prison not more than 5 years or both, if offenses connection and connected to one or more works being prepared for commercial public performance, or B, the person knew or should have known that the work was being prepared for commercial public performance. Meaning, long story short, that if you record something like a rehearsal or you manage to get sections of a film because you're editing the film together and you create a sub folder and try to be sneaky about it, this will cause, and you put it out before it's ready, this can get you time in prison. And 3, fined under this title in prison not more than 10 years if the offense is a second or subsequent offense under this section or section 2319A. The rule of construction: nothing in this section shall be construed to affect the interpretation of any other provision of civil copyright law, including the limitations set forth in section 512 of Title 117 or Title 17, or the principles of secondary liability, or prevent any federal or state authority from enforcing cable theft or theft of services laws that are not subject to the preemption under section 301 of Title 17, table of sanctions, yada yada yada. Then they go into the Copyright Small Claims Court, explaining what that's supposed to be. Chapter 15, Copyright Small Claims Court, under Title 17. Copyright Claims Board. I believe that was the major sections. I don't think we need... to go much further than this. Because this is if you, rather than tying up the legal system itself, we have a separate small claims court for copyright. What the heck happened here? Let's just scroll through. Because we're basically trying to find the end of this and see if there's any other... As you can see, it's all about the Copyright Claims Court so far. All right, let's see if we can go back to copy. Right. Yeah, 260. Let's go back to the is on page 542. Or 5,214, sorry. So after 2,606, we go into from copyright to trademarks. So, again, is there the possibility that we have to be careful as streamers? Yes. But the purpose of this bill that I was just reading is not to get streamers in trouble for streaming at all. You can still stream your games. You can still stream your, you can still stream whatever, just about whatever you want, provided you have a reason to, i.e. fair use, i.e. you have an end user agreement, end user license agreement, a EULA for a game. You can still use clips of videos, of movies, things like that in your productions. Could you have to fight it off in the small claims court? Possibly, because of the, what am I trying to say? Because of fair use, because fair use is an affirmative defense. It's not an actual solid defined defense. Do I think they need to come up with a better way of doing it? Yes. But at the same time, there are times where using, there are going to be times where using fair use and using a whole video is warranted because you're critiquing the whole video. But at the same time, you should still use the bare minimum. And that's where we're going to get into my issue with Tipster. My issue with Tipster is that every time he's recorded on this, he has not actually looked at this bill. He has not actually looked at the primary source. He's using news reports, which can be accurate, but not really. They want to hype you up into thinking that this is going to affect you. From what I have seen and having watched other lawyers interpret this, because I'm not one, that this is meant for streaming a live performance or a commercial performance of some sort, i.e. motion picture, concert, musical. You can't go to Broadway and live stream from your GoPro that, Hamilton or whatever, That's basically the point that I'm trying to make here. And what I just want people to understand, and what I would like to see Tipster do, is actually go through and read this document. Read that section of the document starting on page 2539. It is not as bad as they make it out to be. It's not as bad as the media is trying to make it out to be. It's not as bad as anything, really. There is, as with all laws, as he says, they're written vaguely, but this is still pretty specific in what it is. It defines the terms, it defines what it is about, and defines what the punishments are for you doing this. Again, from what I'm reading, I don't see anybody short of violating an end user license agreement getting in trouble for streaming any game at all, period. Because we generally do have those rights. So, with that, thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your new year. And be kind, be nice to each other. And do whatever it is. Do whatever it is that makes you you. I don't know. I'm coming up with an ending phrase. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to steal somebody's ending, so to speak, but really, I gotta find something. I'm just trying things out. Honestly, just be yourself. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Be yourself. So, have a wonderful time. Peace.